Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Morning Stir and Through the Bible with Yolanda Worldwide here on YouTube. Feel a little stuffy this morning, but nevertheless, welcome to those of you who are joining in as a replay viewer. I'm so glad you're here. And go ahead and give me that hashtag replay. Let me know you've dropped by. And those of you who are joining in, let's start with those who are brand new. Let me know that as well. And please make sure you click that subscribe button and enable your notifications so you don't miss anything in the future. Now, for those of you who are joining me live, my people, my people, my people, go ahead and number one, greet me in whatever way you do in your part of the world. Number two, let me know where in the world you're joining in from. Number three, please help me by clicking the little thumbs up on the screen. Number four, please help me share this broadcast far and wide. And number five, if you are, go ahead and let me know in the chat. I'm stirred up. I'm stirred up. And if you're like me, I'm always stirred all the way up. Let's go ahead and dive in with praying in the Spirit for a few moments. I'll share what the Lord's laying on my heart for today, and then we're going to dive into reading the Word of God. We finished up Proverbs, so we're going into Ecclesiastes today. Let us pray. Rakatamandi elabakuri kiribata. Rekete andi araba korekede bataya, rokotamandi ikarakataya, rekete yele bakote kede bata, rande ki ikarakata, rekete yele bakode kede bata, rande ikarakata, rekete yele bako urukataya, rande ikarakata, rakatamandi ikarakata, rekete yele bako rakata, rande ikarakata, rekete yele bako rekede de aya, randi ikarakata, rekete yele de bakaya, rekete yele bako rekede de ya, randi ikarakata, rekete yele de bakaya, randi ikarakata, re de bako rekede de ya, randi ikarakata, rekete yele de bako rekede bata, randi ikarakataya, rokota de bako rekede bata, rekete yele de bako rekede bata, randi ikarakata nanamande, rokota nanamande yareba korekere bata, rekete de bakorekete, rokota de bakorekara bataya, randi ikarakata tata bakorekete, rokota nanamande yareba korekere bata, rekete de bakorekere bata, rekete de bakorekere bata, rakata tata bakorekete, rokota de bakorekere bata, randi ikarakata yala bakorekere bata, randi ikarakata bako rakata bako rekete roko tamandi ikarakata roko bako rekete bata rekete bako rekete bata randi ikarakata bako rekete roko bako rekete bata randi ikarakata yele bako rekete bata randi ikarakata bako rekete roko tamandi ika ba rekete bako rekete bata randi ikarakata mande rekete bako rekete bata rakata bako rekete bata randi ikarakata o korekete bako rekete randi ikarakata randi ikarakata rakata ba rekete bako rekete bata rekete bako rekete bata randi ikarakata rekete bako rekete bata randi ikarakata roko bako rekete randi ikarakata rekete bako rekete bata randi ile de bako rekete bata rekete bakore kere bata randi ikarakata roko bakore kete randi ikarakata bakore randi ikarakata ba rekete bakore kere bata rekete bakore kere bata rande ki ikarakata roko bakore kete ba rakata bakore kere bata randi ikarakata roko bakore kete randi ikarakata ba rekete bakore kete bata randi ikarakata o rekete bakore kete bata Randi ikaraka ta 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 ta. Roko ta 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 ba. Roko ta 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 bakoya. Randi ikaraka taya. Roko ta 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 bakoshi. Reke te 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 bakore kere bata. Raka ta 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 ta. Roko te 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 bakore kere bata. Randi ikaraka ta 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 baya. Reke te 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 bakore kere bata. Randi ikaraka ta 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 ta. Reke te 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 bakore kere bata. Randi ika rakata ta 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 ba. Reke te 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 bakore kere bata. Rakataya, Rokota de Bakore Kerebata, Reke de Bakore Bakore Bataya, Rakata da Bakore Kereaya, Rokota Bakore Kere Baya, Rakata da Bakore Kere Bakore Kerebata, Randi Ika Yarabako, Rakata, Randi Ika Rakata, Reke de Ba, Randi Ika Rakata Yarabakore Kerebata. Bakore kere bataya. Roko bakore kere bataya. Rara kadada baya. Re de bakore kadada ba. Rakata da bakosha. Randi ikarakata. Yele de bakore kere bakaya. Rakata de bako rakataya. Rakata da bakore kere de baya. Ye de bakaya rabataya. Glory to your name, God. Mandi Iyaya. What I heard in my spirit this morning is go the distance. Go the distance. Go the distance. And Matthew chapter 5, verse 41, pardon me, I got a little bit of congestion going on, says, if someone forces you to walk with him for a mile, if someone forces you to walk with him for a mile, you know what it doesn't say? It doesn't say do the mile and be like, okay, now I went with you for a mile. No, it says walk with him for two instead. If someone forces you to walk with him for a mile, walk with him for two instead. Go the distance. Don't quit. In other words, don't settle. Just because it calls for one doesn't mean you have to stop at one. Don't settle. Go the distance. There's always enough in you for at least one more. I was at my gym, I believe it was last week. One of the trainers, Ashley was actually explaining to us all of the different workouts we were going to be doing for that morning. And she was talking about the pull-ups, and she was telling the people, she was saying, when you feel like you just can't do another pull-up, do one more. There's one more left in you. Now, here's the interesting thing. I had not done even tried pull-ups up to this point. I have been working on my muscle strength and doing everything I could to build my muscle strength. But when it came to pull-ups, there's an alternate exercise. So each day, based on my body weight, based on the strength in my arms, because it's only been about 3 weeks at that time in this particular gym setting, I already knew I couldn't do a pull-up. At least that's what I told myself. This particular day, by her saying that, I decided that I wanted to try to do pull-ups. I knew I was going to need some assistance. So I went and got one of the trainers. I said, hey, I want to try pull-ups today. And she came over to me and I got on the bar, and I think I probably did about 7 pull-ups with assistance that day, in which I had not done any pull-ups before. Listen, go the distance. Go the distance. I could have easily said, let me give myself another month to get some more strength in my arms. And they were totally comfortable with me, because really, I do need to build up muscle strengths in different areas. Guess what else? We had the hop ups on the little plank thing, and I couldn't do that either. And then on Friday, I decided I'm going to do the jump up. I'm going to try it. Guess who was able to do it for the whole 2 minutes? I couldn't believe it, how much strength has come into my legs in just 3 weeks. Listen, guys, do the distance. Don't go easy on yourself. There's more in you than you even know in this season of your life. Go the distance. Do not settle. This is not the time to settle. Go the distance. Let's dive into the reading of the Word of God. We are in the book of Ecclesiastes, and yes, we are reading still in the book of, or in the message version of the Bible. Let's dive in. These are the words of the quester, David's son and the king in Jerusalem. Smoke, nothing but smoke. That's what the quester says. There's nothing to anything. It's all smoke. What's there to show for a lifetime of work, a lifetime of working your fingers to the bone? One generation goes its way, the next one arrives, but nothing changes. It's business as usual for old planet Earth. The sun comes up and the sun goes down, then does it again and again. The same old round. The wind blows south, the wind blows north. Around and around and around it blows, blowing this way, then that, the whirling, erratic wind. All the rivers flow into the sea, but the sea never fills up. The rivers keep flowing to the same old place and then start all over and do it again. Everything's boring, utterly boring. No one can find any meaning in it. Boring to the eye, boring to the ear. What was will be again. What happened will happen again. There's nothing new on this earth. Year after year, it's the same old thing. Does someone call out, hey, this is new? Don't get excited. It's the same old story. Nobody remembers what happened yesterday and the things that will happen tomorrow. Nobody will remember them either. Don't count on being remembered. Call me the quester. I've been king over Israel in Jerusalem. I looked most carefully into everything, searched out all that is done on this earth, and let me tell you, there's not much to write home about. God hasn't made it easy for us. I've seen it all, and it's nothing but smoke, smoke and spitting into the wind. Life's a corkscrew that can't be straightened, a minus that won't add up. I said to myself, I know more and I'm wiser than anyone before me in Jerusalem. I've stockpiled wisdom and knowledge. What I've finally concluded is that so-called wisdom and knowledge are mindless and witless, nothing but spitting into the wind. Much learning earns you much trouble. The more you know, the more you hurt. Chapter 2, I said to myself, let's go for it. Experiment with pleasure. Have a good time. But there was nothing to it, nothing but smoke. What do I think of the fun filled life? Insane, insane. My verdict on the pursuit of happiness. Who needs it? With the help of a bottle of wine and all the wisdom I could muster, I tried my level best to penetrate the absurdity of life. I wanted to get a handle on anything useful we mortals might do during the years we spend on this earth. Oh, I did great things, built houses, planted vineyards, designed gardens and parks, and planted a variety of fruit trees in them, made pools of water to irrigate the groves of trees. I bought slaves, male and female, who had children, giving me even more slaves. Then I acquired large herds of flocks, larger than any before me in Jerusalem. I piled up silver and gold, loot from kings and kingdoms. I gathered a chorus of singers to entertain me with song, and most exquisite of all pleasures, voluptuous maidens for my bed. Oh, how I prospered! I left all my predecessors in Jerusalem far behind, left them behind in the dust. What's more, I kept a clear head through it all. Everything I wanted, I took. I never said no to myself. I gave in to every impulse, held back nothing. I sucked the marrow of pleasure out of every task, my reward to myself for a hard day's work. Then I took a good look at everything I'd done, looked at all the sweat and hard work. But when I looked, I saw nothing but smoke, smoke and spitting in the wind. There was nothing to it to any of it, nothing. And then I took a hard look at what's smart and what's stupid, what's left to do after you've been king. That's a hard act to follow. You just do what you can, and that's it. But I did see that it's better to be smart than stupid, just as light is better than darkness. Even so, though the smart ones see where they're going, and the stupid ones grope in the dark. They're all the same in the end. One fate for all, and that's it. When I realized that my fate's the same as the fools, I had to ask myself, so why bother being wise? It's all smoke, nothing but smoke. The smart and the stupid both disappear out of sight. In a day or two, they're both forgotten. Yes, both the smart and the stupid die, and that's it. I hate life. As far as I can see, what happens on earth is bad business. It's smoke and spitting in the wind, and I hated everything I'd accomplished and accumulated on this earth. I can't take it with me. No, I have to leave it to whoever comes after me, whether they're worthy or worthless, and who's to tell? They'll take over the earthly results of my intense thinking and hard work. Smoke. That's when I call it quits. Gave up on anything that could be hoped for on this earth. What's the point of working your fingers to the bone if you hand over what you worked for to someone who never lifted a finger for it? Smoke, that's what it is. A bad business from start to finish. So, what do you get from a life of hard labor, pain, and grief from dawn to dusk? Never a decent night's rest, nothing but smoke. The best you can do with your life is have a good time and get by best you can. The way I see it, that's it. Divine fate. Whether we feast or fast, it's up to God. God may give wisdom and knowledge and joy to his favorites, but sinners are assigned a life of hard labor and end up turning their wages over to God's favorites. Nothing but smoke and spitting in the wind. Chapter 3. There's an opportune time to do things, a right time for everything on earth, a right time for birth and another for death, a right time to plant and another to reap, a right time to kill and another to heal, a right time to destroy and another to construct, a right time to cry and another to laugh, a right time to lament and another to cheer, a right time to make love and another to abstain, a right time to embrace and another to part, a right time to search and another to count your losses, a right time to hold on and another to let go, a right time to rip out and another to mend, a right time to shut up and another to speak up, a right time to love and another to hate, a right time to wage war and another to make peace. But in the end, does it really make a difference what anyone does? I've had a good look at what God has given us to do. Busy work mostly. True. God made everything beautiful in its time, but he's left us in the dark so we can never know what God is up to, whether he's coming or going. I've decided that there's nothing better to do than go ahead and have a good time and get the most we can out of life. That's it. Eat, drink, and make the most of your job. It's God's gift. I've also concluded that whatever God does, that's the way it's going to be always. No addition, no subtraction. God's done it, and that's it. That's so we'll quit asking questions and simply worship in holy fear. Not whatever was is, whatever will be is. That's how it always is with God. I took another good look at what's going on. The very place of judgment, corrupt. The place of righteousness, corrupt. I said to myself, God will judge righteous and wicked. There's a right time for everything, every deed, and there's no getting every deed, and there's no getting around it. I said to myself regarding the human race, God's testing the lot of us, showing us up as nothing but animals. Humans and animals come to the same end. Humans die Animals die. We all breathe the same air. So there's really no advantage in being human. None. Everything smoke. We all end up in the same place. We all came from dust. We all end up as dust. Nobody knows for sure that the human spirit rises to heaven or that the animal spirit sinks to the earth. So I made up my mind that there's nothing better for us men and women than to have a good time in whatever we do. That's our lot. Who knows if there's anything else to life? Chapter 4. Next, I turned my attention to all the outrageous violence that takes place on this planet. The tears of the victims, no one to comfort them. The iron grip of oppressors, no one to rescue the victims from them. I congratulated the dead from who are already dead instead of the living who are still alive. But luckier than the dead or the living in the person who has never even been, who has never seen the bad business that takes place on this earth. Then I observed all the work and ambition motivated by envy. What a waste, smoke, and spitting into the wind. The fool sits back and takes it easy. His sloth is slow suicide. One handful of peaceful repose is better than two fistfuls of worried work. More spitting into the wind. I turned my head and saw yet another wisp of smoke on its way to nothingness. A solitary person completely alone. No children, no family, no friends, yet working obsessively late into the night, compulsively greedy for more and more. Never bothering to ask, why am I working like a dog, never having any fun? And who cares? More smoke, a bad business. It's better to have a partner than go it alone. Share the work, share the wealth, and if one falls down, the other helps. But if there's no one to help, though, help tough. Two in a bed warm each other. Alone, you shiver all night. By yourself, you're unprotected. With a friend, you can face the worst. Can you round up a third? A three-stranded rope isn't easily snapped. A poor child with some wisdom is better off than an old but foolish king who doesn't know which end is up. I saw a youth just like this start with nothing and go from rags to riches, and I saw everyone rally to the rule of this young successor to the king. Even so, the excitement died quickly. The throngs of people soon lost interest. Can't you see? It's only smoke and spitting in the wind. Chapter 5. Watch your step when you enter God's house. Enter to learn. That's far better than mindlessly offering a sacrifice, doing more harm than good. Don't shoot off your mouth or speak before you think. Don't be too quick to tell God what you think He wants to hear. God's in charge, not you. The less you speak, the better. Overwork makes for restless sleep. Overtalk shows up as a fool. When you tell God you'll do something, do it now. God takes no pleasure in foolish drivel. Vow it, then do it. Far better not to vow in the first place than to vow and not pay up. Don't let your mouth make a total sinner of you when called to account. You won't get by with sorry. I didn't mean it. Why risk provoking God to angry retaliation? But against all illusion and fantasy and empty talk, there's always this rock foundation. Fear God. Don't be too upset when you see the poor kid around and justice and right violated all over the place. Exploitation filters down from one petty official to another. There's no end to it, and nothing can be done about it. But the good earth doesn't cheat anyone. Even a bad king is honestly served by a field. The one who loves money is never satisfied with money, nor the one who loves wealth with big profits, more smoke. The more loot you get, the more looters show up. And what fun is that, to be robbed in broad daylight? Hard and honest work earns a good night's sleep, whether supper is beans or steak, but a rich man's belly gives him insomnia. Here's a piece of bad luck I've seen happen. Man hoards far more wealth than is good for him, and then loses it all in a business deal. He fathered a child but hasn't a cent left to give him. He arrived naked from the womb of his mother. He'll leave in the same condition with nothing. This is bad luck for sure. Naked he came, naked he went. So what was the point of working for a salary of smoke? All for a miserable life spent in the dark. After looking at the way things are on this earth, here's what I've decided is the best way to live. Take care of yourself, have a good time, and make the most of whatever job you have for as long as God gives you life. And that's about it. That's a human lot. Yes, you should make the most of what God gives, both bounty and capacity to enjoy it, accepting what's given and delighting in the work. It's God's gift. God deals out joy in the present. The now, it's useless to brood over how long we might live. And chapter 6. I looked long and hard at what goes around here, and let me tell you, things are bad and people feel it. There are people, for instance, on whom God showers everything, money, property, reputation, all they ever wanted or dreamed of. And then God doesn't let them enjoy it. Some stranger comes along and has all the fun. It's more of what I'm calling smoke, a bad business. Say a couple have scores of children and live a long, long life, but never enjoy themselves, even though they end up with a big funeral. I'd say that a stillborn baby gets the better deal. It gets its start in a mist and ends up in the dark, unnamed. It sees nothing and knows nothing, but is better off by far than anyone living. Even if someone lived 1,000 years, make it 2,000, but it didn't enjoy anything. What's the point? Doesn't everyone end up in the same place? We work to feed our appetites. Meanwhile, our souls go hungry. So what advantage has a sage over a fool or over some poor wretch who barely gets by? Just grab whatever you can while you can. Don't assume something better might turn up by and by. All it amounts to anyway is smoke and spitting into the wind. Whatever happens, happens. Its destiny is fixed. You can't argue with fate. The more words that are spoken, the more smoke there is in the air. And who is any better off and knows what's best for us as we live out our meager smoke and shadow lives? And who can tell any of us the next chapter of our lives? And we're going to stop right there with chapter 6, and we'll pick back up with chapter 7 tomorrow. We may finish Ecclesiastes tomorrow. We'll see. But for today, I love you with the love of Jesus. Happy Monday, and have an amazing day. See you tomorrow. If you have not already, sign up for my free webinar on Wednesday evening, and that link is in the description of this video. Be blessed. And also, let me go ahead and announce our November fast is coming up quickly this weekend. This weekend, the 1st through the 3rd, we fast, and it happens to fall on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we're going to be going straight throughout with Morning Stir all the way through the weekend, picking up on on Saturday morning, the first day of the fast. It's going to be a heavy hitter because also Friday night at midnight, we'll be praying in the Spirit for an hour. I know it's a lot, but listen, it is our reasonable sacrifice. We are going to be together. I'm trying to think, should I? I'm trying to think, should I back up the timing of the I'll announce it. I may push back the first day on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday, I may push back to 8 a.m. for the fasting morning stir live. Yeah, I just made a command decision. Those will be at 8 a.m. I'll announce that later on, but especially since we're going to be up late in the night. I just made it up. I will continue to announce it this week, but for today, have an amazing, amazing day. Be blessed.